Hi everybody, I'm David Sharkin from Rainmaker Consultant and the other Rainmakers. We are so excited to have you come to our Culture of Philanthropy workshop in November. We are really looking at how organizations can be as vibrant and engaged as they can be in this crazy time, topsy-turvy world. One thing that we can do is lean into our communities and work on mission-related organizations. So we're all about bringing board and leaders, professional and lay leaders together to advance your mission. And Culture of Philanthropy is our way of building those vibrant communities. So Beth, what do you think?
Well, I think it's so important that organizations understand what is the role of each person in having a culture of philanthropy in that organization. And what's true is not everybody likes fundraising. And so people can understand, what could I do that wouldn't involve me asking somebody for money, which I hate doing. So, not me personally, but a lot of people don't like doing that. And so, some of the roles that staff members and board members who aren't comfortable making a personal ask can have is they can really take on the role of being an ambassador in the community, consistently sharing the power of the organization's mission. They can be social media advocates, making sure that they're linking and sharing and posting and commenting on the organization's Facebook page to increase traffic. Also making connections to the potential supporters and funders of the organization. So if I know somebody who might be a good major donor, I could make an invitation or an introduction. If I have a connection to a foundation, can I open that door for this organization that I care so much about? And finally, really inviting people to learn more. Invite people to come take a tour, to come to an event that's really about the mission, a graduation, a recital, some kind of event that really shares the power of the mission and the work your organization is doing.
In addition to what Beth just said, some things that people who don't like to do fundraising can also do is play a really big role in stewardship. It's our fancy way of saying thanking people. One of the things I talk a lot about is the individualized postcard that you can send to a donor or to a community member or friend that's really about them and about your connection to them, not just promoting your organization. And at the same time, you want to speak passionately about your organization. One of the clients that we work with, they have buttons, lapel buttons that people wear. So when they go to an event or something, people will notice this button and say, "What's that?" And it's a conversation starter for that space that says, "I don't know anybody who would be interested." And suddenly they find that there are many people interested. So those are all the kinds of things we're going to talk about at this upcoming workshop.
Great. Thanks, Eric. That was really cool. One of the things that I want to focus in on for this particular conversation is having time devoted to development at every board meeting. And so I've seen the range of what organizations have done, but I actually want to share some of the best practices that I've heard. So one is simply that on the low end of the scale, right, is just having time at each board meeting that's devoted to development. So the most traditional way I've seen that done is that a development person, a staff person comes in and leads a little section where they're talking about culture of philanthropy or fundraising at that board meeting. Well, what I've seen on the other end of the spectrum that I think is quite amazing is one organization formed a committee that they called the Culture of Philanthropy Committee. And what they do is the board members and the lay leaders and the volunteers show up at the board meeting and have time training people about what that means. So it requires that they educate themselves and that their commitment is to bring the board up to speed and to be able to see what does a culture of philanthropy really mean for their organization. So that's kind of on the high end of what it is that I've seen achieved, and it's pretty exciting what their outcome ends up being because board members are stepping up and are getting more and more involved in development. They're seeing the stewardship opportunities or the different ways that they could get further involved. So that's that. Did you want to share anything else, David?
Well, I hope you can join us. Again, as you can tell, we take the word philanthropy and we blow it wide open. So it means abundance in a time where it feels like it's scarce and it feels like we're pressured. Actually, when you define resources in a broad way, and you define your stakeholders and the people in the community who love you, it's a way to really build community and to lean in to each other and to create the kind of community that we want in this world.
Cool.
Join us.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Cheers.